Chiron in Taurus is approaching us. The year of the fire horse is here. And I can't help but feel like everything is burning down to finally be built in the most beautiful, prophetic way. Chiron doesn't sit in Taurus long. I would say just long enough to show you this is what you were grappling for in your childhood. You have been in survival mode, not enough sustenance, a roof over your head, maybe, but so much negligence. Emotionally immature caregivers guiding you under the guise of love, under the timeline of go to college, get out by 18, raise yourself, raise others, dry your tears, and get this money. Or they were swept away by drugs and poverty. Nothing passed down but what not to do. A lot of us kept our heads above water. And in doing so, we ignited generational strongholds that had traveled through our bloodlines for centuries. We were left without compassion, real compassion. And it's really hard to seek that in those who don't even know what that looks like because they never received it. Or somewhere along the line, that ball was dropped. We were left with the responsibility to clean house, including traditions that are not healing, that are actively doing a disservice. We've been longing for this mercy, for this grace outside of us. We've been crying out to an abyss that echoes. We are the ripples of change. We are the confrontation. We don't have time to play around. And truth be told, we've been ready. Boots laced since we started walking. And keeping it all the way 100, we triggered our elders because we are the mirrors. Enough is enough. Chiron in Taurus shows us how we have struggled. What has been missing around security this entire time. This takes me back to seeing how there's so many souls that lack stability on all kinds of levels, spiritual, physical, emotional, all of that. Some of us were couch to couch, home to home. Our fears are coming up to the surface. They're now being made visible. We had an itch that couldn't be scratched. We knew something was missing. But in the midst of the chaos, we couldn't quite figure it out because we really didn't have any time to ponder on what was happening because we were too busy surviving. So in the midst of all of these struggles, such as latchkey kids or even themes of No Child Left Behind, all these kind of social programs, politics, a lot of us barely could keep our head above water. Some of us drown. The retrograde yanks us back into Aries. Identity wounds back on the table. Chiron doesn't fully settle into Taurus until that energy clears. And that happens through early 2027. We still have more to burn because our identity is on the line. We really don't know who we are. We're actually rediscovering that. A lot of us are being activated right now, having epiphanies, doing research, going on the internet, looking up our ancestry, reading books. A lot of us are being pulled to certain geographical locations, and the codes are being revealed to us that, yes, in fact, you have history here in this land. We've been fighting causes that were never ours to carry. And a lot of us, we can honestly say we brought knives to a gunfight. Truly underprepared. Our concept of self in relation to others warped. Communication suffering because we battle with grace and patience we were never shown. So those who raised us barely had enough within themselves to grant us that compassion. We received the strictest version of them, which is why so many of us are malnourished. A lot of us realized this and went inward, said, not another generation will suffer. We were the weirdos, now parents, now grandparents, saying, I know what it is to not be heard, to not be seen, valued, not to be loved wholly. Usually we look to our parents and our caregivers as God in the flesh. They are the representations of provider, the representations of love, unconditional love. We naturally put them on that pedestal. A lot of us are saying, I am changing all of that, meaning the experiences that I've had in my lifetime, for what comes after me. So all the experiences You don't even realize a lot of the experiences that we've had were traumatic. We didn't even know to associate our experiences with that term. Our sons and our daughters will not experience what we went through. Some of us have actually opted out of parenthood altogether because of the depth of what we survived. The amount of trauma, physically, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, with no exit. Where was the exit? Playing outside? That helped? Maybe. No release, no permission to let it out. We see struggle no more. We see what true comfort, luxury, peace, joy, contentment, fulfillment look like in our own image. We had to redefine, take power back, reclaim. And we are creating our communities, our ecosystems. Now, it's taking time. We're building gradually, lovingly, patiently, because we understand it's a long game. So we got to do this brick by brick. This is the Reconstruction Era. Stay grounded, filter your water, go outside, and move from the inside out.